AJ,
Oh,
how are you?
hey!
Welcome.
What's going on? Wagwan, Wagwan. What's going on, my people? How you doing?
Oh, doing really, really well. How are you over
Fantastic.
there? We're psyched to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm stoked.
Of course.
I know it's last time I was in LA, someone had asked me about a Twitch with Knockfest, and I just kind of like was like, yeah, sure, but I didn't really think it was gonna happen. But I'm glad to be here. This is cool.
We're happy to
So
have you here,
happy to
man.
have you.
Thank
Now,
you.
tonight kicks off the Korn and Staind tour, which you'll be hopping onto towards the end of the month. So, how absolutely hyped are you to finally be back on the road where you can actually do your thing again?
Yo, I mean, it's not only just about being hyped, but it's just the relief. I mean, well, I know before we were talking about the relief of stress of leaving your shoulders, but for the last year and a half, it's just been. It started off like, okay, this is cool. I haven't been home for a while and some time off, so to speak. And then it just gets on like, then things just start looking worse and worse and worse. And not to be negative or anything like that, but you just start thinking like, yo, is this really? Am I gonna have a job when this is all over, or is this gonna end? Because so. But with all that being said, like I'm just like blessed. Like, thank you, universe, for turning our fortunes around. And we said no to so many tours that we were offered coming back because, and it wasn't that they weren't good enough tours or anything. It was just that, we were like, we got to write a record. We put out a record right before COVID. So we were like one of those bands that kind of put out a record during COVID. And, you just have to deal with what that came with. And so we were like, we just got to get back in the studio. So by the time touring starts in 2022, we'll be ready to go out and we'll have new material. But the opportunity, it was like, yo, we might have an offer for Korn and Staind.
It's
And
huge.
so I was like, yo, fuck that, cancel the holiday plans. We out. You know what I'm saying? So uh, I'm just happy, man. I know my family. They want to get me out the house. They're sick of me walking around moping all day. I've
Oh,
been busy and doing a bunch of cool shit, but they're just like, my lady's like, yo, go, get on the road. She's like, you need to be out socializing and doing what you do. So I'm stoked, man. I'm really happy. And we couldn't ask for a better tour to come back with. You know what I'm saying?
And I wanted to talk about that for a second because I know you previously worked with Jonathan Davis before. He's produced some songs for you, and y'all have played with him
Yeah.
on a Not Fest before and everything like that. So you mentioned a little bit and kind of stealing my thunder over there a little bit, AJ. Like getting my questions out before I could even ask them. But I like, how did that opportunity start to like evolve? I guess. And what were your thoughts when you first started hearing that, and how everything kind of progressed from there?
We had when we were in the studio with JD, we were like, he was like, dude, he's like, next opportunity I get, I'm gonna take you guys out. I promise. When if we get the opportunity, and so that was like four, maybe 3.5, 4 years ago. So it was like, are we ever gonna get this corn tour? And I played Xbox with him a bit. I don't want to put him out there like, yo, JD's on Xbox, but yeah, we do our thing, we do our thing on Xbox a little bit, and I was like, bro, did you hear? He's like, yeah, I'm so happy, man. He's like, yeah, this is finally, we wanted to make this happen. So, I mean, everyone, as new metal fans, and then the fact that it was with Stain, one of my best mates in high school who kind of really got me into like new metal and stuff like that. Because before I used to listen to like a lot of punk and like hardcore and stuff. But his favorite band was Stained. And so I was like, I can't wait to tell this motherfucker. So, it, you know what I'm saying? And so every step of the way, it's always been like, bro, something cooler has happened for us and something more exciting has happened for us. But this is probably by far one of the most exciting things to happen. And again, I don't want to be a broken record, but the fact that it's post COVID and it's the first tour out of COVID, it's a little daunting. But at the same time, it's like, wow,
yeah.
that's a real light at the end of the tunnel.
You're ready for it. You're ready to just get
Yeah,
out there
hell
and do
yeah.
your
Oh
thing
yeah. Oh
again.
yeah. Oh yeah.
it's
For sure. For sure. For
it's
sure.
amazing because
We
of course, go ahead.
no, no. Carry on. Carry on.
I was just say it's incredible because, of course, you have this tour to look forward to, but it's also been announced some great stuff for 2022 as you'll be performing at a Voragos, raging across the ocean. So, would you say
Yes.
that's one of the coolest or strangest actual venues or vessels that you've played? Or tell me a little bit more about some of the more interesting spots you've performed at over the
So
years.
again, too, like, when we wanted to do Shiprock quite a bit, but it never lined up because we were always either studio, tour, we had the other festivals. So it never worked out, but everyone's like, bro, you gotta go to Shiprock, dude. And, we went out with Seven Dust, and Morgan's like, how come you guys have never been on Shiprock? And I'm like, bro, it just not, it hasn't happened. He's like, I'm gonna make a call now. You're on the next Shiprock. And then lo and behold, we were on another tour, so it didn't happen. And then, management brought up this cruise to us, and immediately we're like, yeah, we're doing it. And it's not Shiprock, but it's super cool. And again, I'm a massive Mudvayne fan, huge, so huge that I think Chad heard about it through the channels and sent me a message and was like, bro, I heard that you're a massive Mudvayne fan. You're just big ups. I love you. I love your stuff. I listen to Fire from the Gods all the time. So I just saw Mudvayne got added. So I'm more than happy. I'm like, bon voyage, motherfuckers. I'm out, dude. This is gonna be sick. This is gonna be so dope, man. And Tetrox on it. I'm really excited about them.
Mm.
Um, there's a lot of cool shit happening for us, man. And we got the European festivals. We like at Rockfest in Wisconsin a few weeks
Mhm.
ago. We ended up like being having green rooms right next to Staying. So Aaron comes off the bus and he's got the spliff and he's like, "Yo, you want to smoke?" And I'm like, "Of course I want to smoke. You bugging?" So like he smoked with us and shit. So it's good to feel that feeling again. You know what I'm saying? And to be excited about doing shows, to be excited about spreading the message, because also, it can be boring to say that, we're always kind of, it can sound preachy, Fire from the Gods, but it's not so much preachy. It's just that there's a message, there's something that I want to say. And I just don't get the medium of sitting here and doing the lives and stuff like that. They were awesome. And doing all the live streams that we did during COVID were great. But I'm an interactive person. I like to interact, and I'm not like a super extrovert, but I like to be around metalheads too, because that's my shit. Like, especially like big shows, and just to see people lose their minds, man. So the cruise is going to be nuts, because I've heard it's like you're just all on top of each other. I've always been anti cruises. My mom and everyone I know is into them, but I've always been against them because I'm just like, nah, I don't fuck with boats. But I'm gonna fuck with this boat. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking with this
Yeah,
shit.
clip that quote. No, I don't fuck with boats.
I don't fuck with
Yeah, I
boats.
don't fuck with boats, bro. But like Jameson's a fisherman and all that. He's like, yo, let's go. And I was in Florida a while back, and I was out in the ocean, and it started raining, and we were fishing. And I was like, nah, we're going back immediately, bro. I'm not gonna get Ben Affleck out here, perfect storm. You feel me? Like, and I'm like, nah, let's go. But I'm stoked, man. I'm really happy. I like to interact, and the fans are just like there in your face, and I don't shy away from that. You know what I'm saying? It's Fire from the God. We're the people's band. You know what I'm saying?
It's
We're
a
real dudes.
camaraderie. Yes.
Yeah, and first and foremost, I'm a fan of heavy music, so I want to go out there and
Fuck
watch
yeah.
bands. I get into the pit like when we're done playing. Like for Korn, you better believe I'll probably be in the pit for like a quick second. I'll come out of Marsh retirement just to get down, if they don't make us like weirdly not touch each other. But who
Yeah,
knows?
I think everybody's going to come out of Mosh retirement in their first show, like post COVID and everything. I've been joking for months. Like the first show, my bones are going to be ground into dust because I'm not used to like
Yeah,
going to mosh
word.
pits anymore, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Brace
man.
myself.
I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. And like I said, like it's a dream come true. As a fan, like all my friends are just like, this is incredible, bro. And I try to play it down because I don't want to seem like I'm too giddy about it, or I don't want to seem like I forgot where I came from, sort of thing. But as a fan and as a musician, all in one, it's an incredible opportunity, and it's an incredible opportunity for Fire from the Gods, because there's still so many people that have not heard our band and haven't seen us live. And you get one side of us on the record, but live it just translates into a whole different experience. And I think that's really what gives us the edge, and what keeps us relevant as we are. Despite the
Mhm.
fact that we've written some really good songs, once people see us live, it changes their whole perspective on the message, who we are as a band, and the fact that it's just like rejuvenating. It's like life. It's fun. It's good shit.
And you touched on that, and I kind of wanted to get into that because you talked about how you guys are spreading a message, right? And that you guys are the people's band, and that message is one of like definitely positive vibes, like a positive message
Yeah,
throughout your lyrics, throughout the way that the songs make you feel, and like that's reflected. I think like I was browsing through your YouTube videos and stuff like that, and all the comments on the YouTube videos are such like positive vibes all over there. I'm
yeah.
curious if that was like a when you started this band, or like when you got into this band, you guys started doing the thing that you were doing, if that was a conscious choice or if it just kind of evolved naturally. Because I know that you've said in previous interviews that you're not about violence or expression with that, right? You want to get your emotions out and stuff like that in a positive way. So
Right.
was that a conscious thing that y'all did, or did that just kind of happen naturally?
It wasn't. It was just very organic. Everything that we've done has been organic, and there's been a huge degree of luck, I have to say, because we go into the studio, and some bands, they have it all mapped out. And I was talking to Zoe and Ivan from Five Finger, and Zoe is just so methodical with the way he does everything, and it's just mapped out. And we're just like chaos. We're just like, well, let's just go, and even with the lyrics, it's I can't help but write music like that because I just know life can be beautiful and life can be very privileged, but I didn't really see a lot of that. And the way how I feel privileged is that I was able to live through struggle and able to persevere through struggle. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that have had the same thing and have endured the same thing. You know, I don't want to. This is not calling out my fans or anything, but it's like I feel like we're the patron saint. I'm the patron saint of single mothers, but it's because like I've grown up in a single parent household for a long time, and I just saw the struggle that my mom went through, and I think that exudes and comes out through my music and the way I express myself, and how much love and respect that I have for moms, especially be single moms and single parents, because it's so hard, it's so tough to raise a child and multiple children in this world where everything is seeking to corrupt that child and seeking to corrupt the happiness and seeking to corrupt the positivity that is needed in order to endure and to live. And so it's just I can only but speak on those things and talk about that. And so, we tried to divert from the political aspect so much because people at first were like, oh, you're a political band, right? And I'm like, not really so much. We're not. It's about social awareness and waking up that spirit inside. And if that takes on a political shape in one song, that's because politics is a part of life. But I don't think politics needs to dominate your life, and it certainly will not dominate the message of Fire from the Gods. But it's all about love, peace, and inner strength through anything and conquering anything. That's why the Unite or Die for narrative, the record, that was like the thing we were going with because it was just such a tumultuous time, and it was right around 2015, and just things were getting crazy. And then with American Sun, it was in us we trust. So the message has kind of diverted a little bit. That's why. So it's gone from the non-violence, whereas violence I know is a part of life. What I'm saying, we live in a very violent and tumultuous time, especially here in the United States. But I think there are ways. I think we've done the violence a lot. I think we've done it enough. I think we've done the hate and the division enough. Why don't we try and give something else a chance? And we don't have to, like I tell people, it's like you don't have to love me. You don't even have to like me. Just respect my right to exist.
Mm.
And that
Amen.
in itself entails don't bring violence to my doorstep. Don't bring hatred to my doorstep. Don't bring division to my doorstep. You can leave me alone, but respect my space and I'll respect yours. And I think that that in itself is where we can begin the conversation to heal the wounds that we've endured in the past. And part of that is turning away from the anger, turning away from, the music in itself is like, excuse me, was a very angry song, and even right now has a degree of anger in it. But it's really just frustration with where we are as a society and where we are as a people. And the message is, how can we make it work?
Mm.
We're
I think
going
that
to have to
there's
occupy this world together. How do we make it work? Carry on. Sorry, mate.
no, it's all right. I didn't want to cut you off. I was just going to say, I think there's so much good shit to take away from that. And I think at the end of the day,
Yes.
and I hear this from your interviews, from your lyrics, from your music, but it's all about empathy, man. You know what it is? Just like knowing
Yes.
that there's other people going through shit that you might not be going through, you have gone through, you don't know what anybody else is going through. And there's such a lack of empathy in this world today, I think. Again, not getting on my soapbox over here,
Exactly.
but like, it's just like, it's not black and white, right? There's shades of gray everywhere. And I think that,
Yes.
I love the fact that you guys are like carrying that message, right? And I think that that's why there's so many people are galvanized around your music and your words and everything like that.
Yeah, man. That's exactly it. That's exactly the vibe, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. Zoe had said something when I first met him. Zoe from Five Finger. He was like, bro. He was like, you gotta make yourself so like you don't need everyone to love you. So just don't don't think of it in terms of, because I was just like, I want people to listen and I want people to hear this. He's like, no one, not everyone's gonna love it, but as long as you stay true to what you say, someone out there is gonna feel it, and the more you do it, and the the more the more conviction you put behind it, and if it's real, people are gonna fuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I genuinely feel
So
like that's the most perfect, wonderful message to honestly leave fans with today. It's been so incredible hearing you speak, not only just so passionately about your music, but really just spreading that message of positivity for years now. You're a band that I've always really looked up to. I got to see you guys back in Toronto 4 or 5 years ago, and you just absolutely killed it. So really
we
happy
have
to see you
mice.
guys back on the road. Pardon?
Do you have mice tour?
Yeah, that was the one. I
Oh
interviewed both
shit!
of you
What's up?
guys.
What
Yeah.
up? What up? Yeah, that
Good
was a good night,
times.
man. That was in the old Opera House. That was wicked, man.
I love
First
that
show
you're.
in Canada.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
But
All right. Big up. Big up.
yeah, AJ, thank you so much for coming on here today, for hanging. It's been an absolute pleasure. We really
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Thank you.
My
Thank you.
pleasure.
This is a big opportunity, man. Thanks for the support.
Of
No problem.
course.
Good luck on tour. All right. Stay safe.
Crush
Crush
it.
it, man. I know you're
Yes.
going to.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Big up. Big up.
Amazing. To everybody
All
watching,
right.
this has been AJ from Fire from the Gods. Be sure to pick up their newest release, the American Sun Reimagined EP, out
Yes.
now. You guys can click the link to that. And again, AJ, you're the best. Thank you.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Take it
See
easy,
ya.
man. Have a good one.
Peace.